now and speak to Hassan Fartousi, joining us here live on RT International, the Secretary General of Iran's National Commission for UNESCO, joining us live from Tehran at just after 10:35 a.m. on Saturday. Mr. Fartousi, a very warm welcome to you. I just wanted to start off quickly, if I may. Some of Iran's cultural heritage sites have been attacked during this war. Can you give us an assessment of how many perhaps have been damaged?
Good morning. Thank you very much, and thank to your audiences. In this difficult situation, I'm so sorry to confirm what you just mentioned, that there are many of the cultural heritage sites. Some of them are listed in the World Cultural Heritage Sites are attacked and affected. Of course, they have been attacked indirectly or directly, but there are some damage you could find in some of them, sometimes until 40%, according to the documentary reports which I received. Yeah, some of them. Yeah, you heard about them. The Palestine Golestan Palace, also in Tehran. There are some other places, not only in Isfahan, which is the most affected, negatively impacted by these attacks, but also in Sanandaj, in Khorramabad, in Kermanshah, in some other cities. We received very bad news about the damage of some cultural heritage sites.
I appreciate you giving us the update on this. It's confusing to military analysts why civilian sites and cultural historic sites should be targeted. But you mentioned Isfahan being very affected by this. The governor of Isfahan has blasted Israel and America for attacking historical places. He said this is a declaration of war on a civilization. Hassan, your thoughts on that?
Look, it's not about the buildings or architectures. It's about the humanity. Humanity is under attack. The cultural heritage, it's the symbolic crystallization of the human civilization, especially when you, in any country, when UNESCO accept to list, to consider any cultural heritage site as a World Cultural Heritage Site, it means it's not only owned to the people of that country. It's the ownership is to the humanity. So that's why if any cultural heritage site in anywhere in the world will be attacked, it means that the humanity and the civilization is under attack, unfortunately.
I'm trying to understand why there would be a motivation to go after a civilization or the cultural heritage of a country as rich as Iran. You go back 2,000 years ago to the Persian Empire with so many developments, creations, mathematics and sciences, such a rich culture. Why would any country target the culture of another country?
That's true, but not only 2,000 years of the civilization under attack. About Iran, you know that very well that according to the academic research, it's at least 5,000 years of civilization and 4,000 years of governing in the ruling in the world. So you can see that what is happening. But it's clear, you know. I just want to remind you and our dear audiences about what President Trump he mentioned 6 years ago. He definitely mentioned that 54 cultural heritage sites will be attacked by our forces, by American forces. This is something that he explicitly, you can just Google it, you just find it on the internet. 6 years ago, he mentioned it.
Yeah.
And nowadays, why? Because he knows that the Iranian people, how they are belonging to their culture. Because they know very well that the culture is the base of the identity. And if you do not respect your identity, you cannot survive. That's
Yeah.
why you can see that the Iranian people, they have this kind of resistance. Mostly, it's about their culture, their identity. They want to to have the respectful. How could I say? Unfortunately, we are all sad about the situation, but this is the reality that the Iranian people in this situation, they want to approve that they have to be respected as the autonomy of the country. The Iranian people, they want to make the decision themselves in the country. Whatever is there is in the country. It's not about any foreigner power. If wants to, I would change this, I would change that. Forget the politics, about the culture. It's something important and is something about the identity for the people.
It's a culture, Hassan, that runs through the veins of everyday Iranians. And I'm glad that you mentioned going back to the Persian Empire that could be as old as 5,000 years. You look at the United States, 250 years old versus a culture that's up to 5,000 years old. I understand that Iran's Ministry of Culture and Heritage said that it installed blue flags, which is in keeping with international wartime protocol. It installed blue flags across these cultural and heritage sites so that they would not be attacked. But then there are other people saying that actually these sites are being deliberately targeted. Hassan, Donald Trump said this recently, quote, "We could do things that would be so bad that they would never be able to rebuild as a nation again." He said, "We are not doing it. We are trying to be nice about it." Your thoughts, Hassan?
Look, I have a question regarding what you mentioned. Why President Trump decided to withdraw the membership in UNESCO? What you can find negative in the educational, scientific, and cultural organization in United Nations, UNESCO? Why against President Trump works against the international organization? Because unfortunately the administration doesn't believe in international law. International law, it's about the ordering our world in a better order. Okay, we have to respect our international relations according to the international law. Otherwise, there is no difference between 5,000 years or 250. Look, it's not about we have to respect all people in this world, even the people who there are some countries they are established hundreds of years. It's not about it. It's about that. Where is the ethics? Even United States itself, the American people, they were being proud someday that they have constructed this country according to some ethical basis. Where are these ethical bases? Where are the international law? New York is hosting, after the Second World War, the Security Council of the United Nations, and it means that it's could have to be the symbol of respecting the human rights and the humanitarian law and international law. But have a look to the situation, the miserable situation. The civilian people, they have no any immunity. No, not only in Iran, unfortunately everywhere in the world you can have a look. And so we are so sorry about that. Somebody, okay, he is the president, very well, okay, but this is the duty to respect what the international says. You cannot expect the international law or international organizations work only in your benefits, and if somebody else could be benefit, you change the game. It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah. I think it's a strong comment, Hassan. Meantime, I've seen reports of of nearly 20,000 structures across Iran being targeted and blown up. And these are just residential structures, schools, for example, not necessarily cultural or heritage sites. It is deeply disturbing how many non-military sites are being targeted. Does Iran have any legal or institutional mechanisms that you can hold various parties accountable if they destroy these cultural sites in Iran? Is there any way to exact punishment and blame?
First, I have to thank again UNESCO for its very quick declaration against what happened in the girls' school, in the primary girls' school. We lost 167 of our children, the girls who they were been in the primary school. And they attacked twice. How you can justify it?
Yeah.
With the high modern technology that United States and Israel, they have it. So how you can justify it? Still, they say, last evening, may you hear about that? The guy who is the Minister of Defense, he was saying that, yes, I only respond to the God, to my president, and that's it. He didn't respond to your colleagues as the journalist about the reason to attacking the school. So it means that I cannot understand. I hope that won't be affect the faith of the people when somebody says that I'm the responsible front of the God and with killing the innocent children who are in the primary girls' schools. It's ununderstandable.
It's absolutely
for sure.
Shocking
But
tragedy.
in addition,
Absolutely shocking tragedy that happened to that elementary school. And I'm so glad, Hassan, that you brought this story back up. It's something the world needs to be reminded of. 167 at least were killed when that elementary school was bombed, not once, but twice. It was a double tap attack, so that when people rushed in to help those, they also got bombed. It is beyond tragic. It has to be, I can't even calculate what kind of war crime this really amounts to be. Hassan, I'm so grateful for you joining us from Tehran at a time when your country is being illegally attacked by essentially America, Israel, and accompanied by the Euro-Atlantic Alliance. Hassan, I want to give you a closing statement. If you have something that you want to say to the world right now about the situation where you are in Iran, what would you say, Hassan?
Sure, thank you very much. First, I have to mention that the Iranian National Commission for UNESCO, according to the UNESCO mandate also, we are trying our best to the peace building. The peace building which have to respect the dignity of the people, of the considering the progress of the education, to protect and preserve the cultural heritage sites, also the infrastructures, the scientific and educational infrastructures. In addition to, we have some special and enhanced protocols according to the 1954 Hague Convention, and UNESCO has this capacity to prevent it through the blue sheet, the blue shields that we have to preserve our cultural heritage sites, of course, if it would be respected by the attackers, the illegal attackers. But in addition, we have for the restoration, of course, you know that the cultural heritage sites, if they've been damaged, they are irreplaceable.
Yeah.
We cannot recover them totally. But of course, for sure, there are some conventions and some we could mention mechanisms which they are guarantee the restoration after the damage according to the technical assistance of UNESCO. We hope that we won't need them after this war, afterward. But what you mentioned about the last, what we last word for the world. Look, why we, the humanity, why we try to I could say, create and protect the international humanity law. Just to mention that even if the people, they have to fight together, but there are limitations. We have to respect these limitations. Attacking the civilians is prohibited. The cultural sites or the natural sources, they are belonging to the people, to the humanity. We have to understand it well. We know that in this situation, even the diplomats, they cannot talk together. But what about the scientific and educational diplomacy? This is our role. I would request and ask my colleagues, the Secretary Generals of the national commissions everywhere in the world, dear friends, dear colleagues, this is the time that we do something real for the peace. The people, the civilians, the children under attack, the cultural sites which is belonging to the humanity, the civilization under attack. We have to remind the importance of the international law. Otherwise, we cannot live in this planet together. Thank you very much for this time.
Hassan Fartousi is the Secretary General of Iran's National Commission for UNESCO, joining us live from the Iranian capital. It is so good to get you on the program, and thank you very, very much for your time today.
Thank you.